Welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about the AEW Dynamite June 4th, 2025 review. I thought Dynamite was a fair show. It wasn't terrible to sit through. There was one portion of the show that I just didn't give a flying crap about and barely paid attention to. But majority of the show, I kept my eyes on the matches. I enjoyed what I was seeing. We had the main event for the Fatal 4-Way International Championship match with Kenny Omega defending the title against Brody King and Claudio Castagnoli, Mascara Doranda, and Brody King. So I thought it was a entertaining, fun little matchup for the main event. Kenny Omega, of course, retained the championship. We had the show kickstarted by Will Ospreay. We took a look back at the heated words between Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, with Ospreay at ringside saying he never wanted to get into a fight with Swerve. He also acknowledges how hard it is to get them to work together, but they're not the enemy. The enemy is Jon Moxley. If they can just set their issues aside for one night, get the belt back from Mox, and then they can kill each other. John talks about how much he hates what AEW has become, and Will has an idea for him. Piss off. He talks about the state of AEW and how it only sucks because Mox is world champion right now. Ospreay then says he told Strickland to think about the bigger threat, but he thinks Swerve might be a threat. Strickland has made it clear he wants to keep Page from winning the world title, so he may have to step in and stop Swerve. He calls out Strickland for a match at the Summer Blockbuster, Swerve Ospreay 2. Don't quite remember the last time. Oh yeah, they fought each other at All In last year. My bad. For the world title. He's quickly interrupted, of all people, the crew stepping out onto the stage. I got one question though. Why wouldn't Will Ospreay and Swerve have a match at All In? I mean, I guess they're trying to make that occur through this second matchup that they're going to have with each other, I guess, and have a third match? I have no fucking idea. Maybe we get Swerve, Strickland, and Ospreay against the Young Bucks at All In, because the Young Bucks gets involved in this matchup between these two guys, and they turn their attention away. Swerve finally realizes that it had nothing to do with Page, and he's willing to put his differences aside with Page and actually try to help him win the world title in case he needs the help to even out the odds. That's about the only thing I could see here could occur from this second matchup taking place between these two. But yeah, he's interrupted by the crew. Action Andretti makes fun of Ospreay for his little chat with Tony Schiavone before being interrupted by a "shut the fuck up" chant by the crowd. Andretti tells the crowd to shut their mouths before having Lio Rush speak up. Rush says if there's one thing he knows about Brits, it's that they like to talk, and Ospreay is doing a lot of yapping. Rush says he's got a lot of pent-up anger and a point to prove. He thinks the biggest problem in AEW is Ospreay, who seems delighted at the challenge before telling Swerve he'll see him next week. We cut to a vignette, Mark Briscoe talking about his passing out at the hands of Jon Moxley was not him quitting, and how he looks to take the fight to the AEW World Champion tonight at Fyter Fest. So we have the match between Jon Moxley and Mark Briscoe. This match was actually fairly entertaining. I actually enjoyed this match. I mean, it wasn't nothing spectacular. I mean, it wasn't a banger of a match. But there was gritty fighting going on between these two. These guys were really, giving each other stiff shots in the middle of the match. Um, Briscoe fought and looked believable in this match. He looked like he fit right in with Jon Moxley. It didn't look like he was just he wasn't like jobbing out to Jon Moxley here. He gave Jon Moxley a run for his money, pretty much. And I don't think he was mistreated or handled wrong in this matchup. Once again, Jon Moxley submitted him by a rear naked choke, but he passed out. He never tapped out once again. So he's never tapped out to Jon Moxley. He's only passed out because he refuses to tap out. But yeah, match quality wise, I didn't really have an issue with the match. I think it was fair. It was pleasant to sit through. It was a nice, decent opener. Probably one of the better matches of Jon Moxley's run as world champion thus far, that compared to what we've seen before. This match was better than any main event pay-per-view match he's had. Anarchy in the Arena, I won't count that as the same thing in his run because it wasn't one-on-one match. It was more of a trio, a faction versus faction match. But yeah, that was one of the most entertaining things Jon Moxley was actually a part of so far in this run as world champion since Wrestle Dream. But in all honesty, everything else like he's done has been just lackluster. I don't understand it. He used to be really good at his work, and now it's just kind of like he's gotten lazy or whatnot, or just doesn't seem to care. I don't know if he even likes doing this character. Because I really believe if Jon Moxley is the one telling TK to have Hangman Page win this match against Will Ospreay, this past pay-per-view that we saw on May 25th it was, if that was the case, then I'll be honest with you guys, I really believe Moxley is willing to drop the title of Hangman Page. I don't think this is something that he's just going ahead and going to Hangman Page so he can beat him. There's a long-term story here with Hangman Page, and for Hangman Page to lose this match would make absolutely no fucking sense and would be a terrible decision creatively by AEW on Hangman Page. It will definitely drag people away from wanting to see this promotion. I think this product will suffer dearly for not making Hangman Page champion. I don't give a flying fuck if Hangman Page is a 1-month champion and he loses the title to Will Ospreay in a rematch at Forbidden Door in London, England. I don't care. I think people will be satisfied with the idea of Hangman Page at least beating Jon Moxley so he can get a world championship match or have the world title around his waist once again for whatever amount of time they want to do it. They hold off on this so that they can give it to Darby Allin. I'm telling you guys, I am not going to be interested in reviewing or watching this product anymore. I mean, it's really hard for me to stick with that. I really would like to continue to watch AEW. I want to see them evolve and get better again to where they used to be before the CM Punk issues were taking place. I want to see Tony Khan, get better as a boss, running this business, and just producing good television again. I don't know what the fucking issue is. But anyway, we get at ringside, we have Mercedes Moné make her way out to do commentary for the next match, which she actually did not do any commentary with. That was kind of odd. But we had a tag team match with Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. This match was not bad either. I thought it was a fair tag team match, but honestly, was it necessary? No, not really. Didn't really build around anything for Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné's match, outside of the pent-up aggression that Mercedes Moné had, seeing that Toni Storm was able to win the match. That was about the only kind of storyline build that we got out of this whole situation. And Moné spent most of her time not even She didn't do anything. She didn't talk on the headset, nothing. All she did was sit there, drink some wine, and have some food while she watched the match. And that was it. That was the whole situation with Mercedes Moné and what her involvement was in this entire match. I think that's absurd. That gives us nothing. It's like, what are we doing? Like, come on. That's one criticism I will give for this. So then we have Mina and Tony embrace before Storm confronts Monet on the outside, forcing the CEO to retreat as Storm enjoys the meal Mercedes left behind. Great. Backstage, Ospreay's interview about next week is interrupted by MJF, who looks for any opportunity to point out that Will can't beat Hangman and can't beat Paige. And can't get Paige. And Strickland to work together. Oh, my bad. Will can't beat Hangman and that he can't get Paige and Strickland to work together. Ospreay's scoffs at this and saying MJF doesn't want Adam to win because he can't beat him either. He starts to walk off when Max asks him how his son doing, which riles him up, but the Hurt Syndicate pop in to keep him from getting some revenge. This is actually kind of interesting. MVP says that the Hurt Syndicate have business elsewhere tonight, wishing Ospreay the best of luck tonight before they walk off. With that, we go to a commercial break. Come back from commercial break, we have the Hurt Syndicate with MJF with them. In the ring, the crowd chants for each man in the group as MVP points to them, except for MJF, who gets a chorus of boos. MVP introduces the group before pointing out that Bobby used to live in this area to a great pop, but now he lives in Texas, which gets heavy boos. What is Bobby's opinion on Denver? And Lashley puts his hand out before giving the city a thumbs down to a bit of boos from the crowd. AEW is where the best wrestle, and he is standing by the best tag team in the business. If this is where the best wrestle, where are the best tag teams at? Yeah, I'd like to ask the same question. Where the fuck are they? This is absolutely fucking absurd that they're the only tag team and they have no one else that they build around. They're in your imagination because there is no one. No one capable of beating the standard of excellence and the Almighty for the tag team titles. With that, show some respect for the young genius, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. The crowd shows no respect for MJF as he is handed the microphone. MJF wants gold just like his best friends Bob and Shelton. He wants to get back his world championship. This means he has to start wrestling again, and that brings him to Mexico in a couple of weeks. He talks about Mexico's supposed top guy in Mystico. The people of Mexico believe Mystico is the best in the world. But that can't be true because MJF is. When MJF stepped into Mystico's home country, he sold out that arena. He was the youngest foreigner to do so because he's a mega star. If you don't believe him, Happy Gilmore 2 comes out on July 25th. He thinks Mystico is a small fish in a smelly pond, but he's a philanthropist. So he's going to watch Mystico next week. And if he feels like it, he will let Mystico wrestle him in Mexico because it's not personal. MVP joins in to say that it's just business. I like that little... And then the cameraman had a hard panel on them. I thought it was fucking a nice shot that they did with that with the camera. Having them go ahead and like do a hard cam on both of them and MVP coming in and saying it's just business. And MJF just smiling in the camera. I thought that was fucking great. The group is interrupted by the arrival of Speedball, Mike Bailey, Commander, and Kevin Knight. What the fuck? This was absolutely absurd. I did not give a flying fuck about this. Commander giving out to MJF for disrespecting Mexico, and him. He yells at MJF in Spanish, some of which seems to translate to him calling out the world champion. Bailey says the Hurt Business want the best. These are the 3 international killers. I started laughing at this comment because this was an absurd comment coming from Mike Bailey, saying they're international killers. Right. MVP started laughing as much as I was laughing. Before he's actually cut off, Kevin cuts him off. Kevin Knight cuts in, calling the Hurt Syndicate to get it on tonight in the Mile House City. MVP asks if that's what they want before saying they haven't earned it. If they would like an opportunity against the tag team champions, why proving it by earning it? With that, they walk off as the LFI make their way out. The Lefacan Ingobernable? I don't fucking know. This is Roosh, Beast Mortos, and Dralistico. Oh, God. This was a fucking ridiculous match. I did not care about this match at all. They were facing Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Commander. This was shit. It's just a bunch of fucking acrobatic bullshit. Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Commander end up winning the match. Some nice spots here and there, but honestly, that's all it was. It was a spot fest of bullshit. So, I don't fucking care. And I barely paid attention to the match. Celebration is interrupted by the Hurt Syndicate as MVP reveals they win the prize of facing Hurt Syndicate in a trios match next week, and a preview of that right now. Hurt Syndicate head down to the ring, but are fended off by Bailey, Knight, and Commander as we get the official word on the match happening next week during Summer Blockbuster. Great. Backstage, we hear from Daniel Garcia and Paragon as Cole addresses the mutual respect between them, and they agree to a match against Don Callis' family later tonight before Garcia walks off, and a graphic lets us know that Max Caster will do the Best Wrestler Alive Open Challenge next. Oh, dear God. That was a loaded bullshit, too. This Max Caster shit needs to stop. Like, he's just garbage. Backstage, Patriarchy is here as Christian Case talks about Nick Wayne's run in the Best of the Super Juniors in Japan. He talks about the grueling schedule and how Nick is the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, meaning he doesn't get a night off as he defends tonight. Nick says this happened before and it was light work, but Cage says that he wasn't finished. This match will be a 4-way match. Cage tells Mother Wayne they should go find a place to lay down before deciding they want to see this one up close. We head back to ringside for Max Caster's open challenge match. Will Hobbs goes ahead and actually obliges Max Caster and beats the living tar out of him in less than fucking a minute. There was 4 minutes and 11 seconds left, and it was actually a 5-minute clock. Will Hobbs beat the living snot out of him in 49 fucking seconds. Jeez Louise, man. Max Caster did a lot of rhyming in the ring, saying he's the best wrestler alive. Some shit. I don't fucking know. It's bullshit. Like, who cares? Next, Hobbs celebrates as we hear that our international title Fatal 4-Way is up next. Thank Jesus Christ. This shit was crap after that three-way match. That was garbage. So, we get the main event. The main event was good. Like I said, Kenny Omega did an excellent job. So did everyone else in the match. Fair matchup. Good main event. Enjoyable content there. But there was the second hour, though, in the beginning. The first 30 minutes leading up to the International Championship match, that was fucking shit show beyond shit. That was the worst part about this entire show. So if you could actually withstand sitting through the first 30 minutes of the second hour, then you made it to the main event, which was entertaining, fun, and enjoyable to sit through. But, man, that first 30 minutes of the second hour was just, that sucked. It really did. Yeah, a 6-man tag team match that meant absolutely nothing when it came to storyline building. And the Max Caster match, absolute fucking waste of time. Max Caster's a jobber trying to claim he's the best wrestler alive. I don't see it, but okay. He's jobbing out, like being squashed by guys like Will Hobbs. I don't know what the fuck Will Hobbs isn't actually in a legit match with someone he could build a storyline with where he has an important spot on the fucking pay-per-view card that's coming up. I mean, can we give this guy something to do? Jeez, man. Utterly ridiculous. But yeah, that is the entire Dynamite show in a nutshell. I am not watching 4 hours of fucking Dynamite and Collision combined. Ain't fucking happening. I'm not covering it on this channel. There was only 2 hours. That's Dynamite. That's the review. Take it or leave it. I don't know what to tell you. But I am not sitting through fucking 4 hours worth of wrestling content on a Wednesday night when I got work the next fucking day. No way in hell that's happening, guys. So if you're not happy with that, I apologize to you, but I have a life outside of wrestling, and I like to do something else at this point in time. So at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.